way to a shop here in Northwest Missouri this morning because the van has been having some issues. As I was parking at Mom and Dad's the other night, the oil pressure gauge dropped and the light came on and the van died. And I was able to start it right back up and it died, did the same thing several more times, and oil level is fine. But I Googled it, and one of the really common resolutions has been the oil pressure gauge sending unit, oil pressure sending unit. And so I'm thinking that's what it is, but rather than buy the part and replace it myself and have it still not be the solution, I'm just gonna take it to a shop here. I'm taking it to the shop that my dad uses, and we're gonna see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. Fingers crossed that it's just a small, inexpensive repair. The van's quiet, it runs smooth, it's quiet. So I'm hoping it's just that sending unit that is the issue. See if it does it when I stop up here. It didn't do it the last time I stopped at a stop sign, so. And it doesn't feel like it's gonna do it this time either. Nope. It's gotta be something small and easy to fix, I think. Fingers crossed. It's Tuesday afternoon now, and we're walking to the lake. Hopefully there's not anybody up there. I usually only go up there during the week and during work hours, because after work hours and on the weekends it can be pretty busy. Seems like word about this lake has gotten out, so it does get kind of busy sometimes. But I grew up going to this lake, and it's not usually busy here. It's a pretty rural area, so. But nonetheless, gotta pay attention, make sure there's no other people or dogs there, because my dogs are off leash. I did bring one leash for Jaffe, just in case we run into any dogs. He's got his brand new pretty muzzle on. We're doing some muzzle training. He's doing really well with that. I mean, I'm still not gonna put him in with a bunch of dogs, obviously. It's not a cure, it's just a tool. However, it already makes me a lot less stressed just when we walk, so it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. We got that muzzle from the Muzzle Movement. It's based in England. I don't remember exactly where. I'll put it in the description. I'll put a link also in the description, because I am just really, really happy with this muzzle. And for those who don't know and who don't follow us on Instagram, Jaffe has gone through, we've gone through 3 different muzzles, and none of them have fit well. And so I've been really annoyed. Jaffe always tried to paw it off. One was too big, one was too small. Couldn't find the right size. One we had custom made for him based on his measurements, and it was too big. Still, it didn't fit properly. He couldn't drink with it on. Anyway, not the right size. We got this one. It was on sale. We did a mystery muzzle box, which means we choose the size, and it's a seconds muzzle. It's been returned, or they made a mistake on the colors or whatever. So it's a seconds muzzle for 20% off. And I did that, and we really lucked out. It works really well. It fits him really well. He likes it. He can drink with it on. Come on, Boo, this way. This way. Thank you. Anyway, we're walking up to the lake, and I need to be alert and have control of them before we get up there. So I'll sign off here. Okay, break. Look. Okay, break. Come on, let's go. Good boy, Jaffy. You're a good boy. So it's May 15th and this is the corn. This is Dad's field. He rents out to one of the local farmers since he doesn't do watermelons anymore, at least not this much watermelon. In a couple of months, this will be over my head. Just got the van back. Gonna have to put the steering wheel back down. So, he cleaned the throttle body, replaced the air filter, which I could have done myself, but he had the doghouse off to clean the throttle body and do some other looking. So may as well have done it while he had it off. And he reset the idle. So fingers crossed that that fixed it. He didn't do anything with the sending unit, so fingers crossed. That was a relatively inexpensive repair, which I'm glad for that. We're driving back to Mom and Dad's, and I have a list of things that I want to do to the van while I'm here, but I also still have my festival equipment in the back, so I'm just debating. Some of the stuff I want to do requires me to take the stuff out of the back, and I'm debating whether or not I really want to do that because it's heavy. There's quite a bit of stuff back there. But yeah, I may take it out. It looks rainy today, so maybe not today. I'll wait until we get a nice, dry, sunshiny day that I can take that stuff out and just kind of leave it outside while I work and then put it back in when I'm done working. We'll see. Anyway, glad that was a relatively inexpensive fix and hopefully a permanent one. Ordinarily when I'm here in Missouri, I wouldn't drive the van all that much because I park at mom and dad's and I'm pretty much there for the whole time. But since I got the van back, I'm trying to drive it a little bit just to make sure the issue is resolved before I have to go to Oklahoma City for my next show in a few weeks. So I am headed into the next town south of mom and dad to look for wood stain. I've got a project in mind that I want to work on this afternoon. So my goal is to restain all of the wood in the van, the wood paneling near the dash and on top of the doghouse, the cup holders and stuff. So I'm on my way to what we used to call the dime store. It's actually a do-it-best, I think now. When I was growing up, we called it the dime store. Anyway, I'm on my way there to look and see what kind of stain they might have. Those are some friends of ours. What I want to do is restain this stuff, all of the wood finish in here. This is pretty grimy in there, and so I am going to sand it down and then re-varnish it. Yeah, that's gonna look nice. Okay, now I can clean this up. What I really need to do is take this driver's seat out so that I can do the whole board, but I'm not really in the mood to try to take this thing out right now. Probably a two-person job anyway. Good morning, everybody. I'm back out here with the wood stain, and I have figured out that I think I can do this backboard without completely removing the driver's seat. So that's what I'm going to try to do. It looks like there's enough room to get back there with a brush, so I'm going to give it a shot. And then I'm going to take my maps off the ceiling and stain the ceiling as well. Okay, so I just finished the first coat on the ceiling here, and it may not need another coat. I'm not sure. It's pretty dark after only one coat. I like it. And there's the wall behind the driver's seat. I was able to get all the way down. I didn't get super close to the base. I could have taped it and done a really nice job there, but it's never going to be seen, so I'm not too worried about it. This driver's seat is going to be back against it, and it is nearly touching it when the back is upright, so I'm not terribly worried about it. I got really close to the base. I don't know if you can see. I just didn't get all the way down, but that's okay. So while we're here at Mom and Dad's, the dogs and I are actually sleeping in the house for a while, so I can work on the van, and plus my art festival display stuff is back there on the bed, so we don't have a place to sleep here anyway. But this gives me a good chance to get in here and stain the ceiling and this wood part behind the driver's seat, because we're not sleeping in it, and so we're not gonna be smelling those fumes for a long time. So yesterday it was raining, so I had to quit early, but today the sun is out. There's no chance of rain. So I am going to open all the windows, let this air out, let the stain dry, and we'll come back and look at it in a while and see if it needs a second coat. Okay, break. All right, so it's late afternoon now, about 6 o'clock almost, and I'm still letting this air out, but it's looking really good. Very glad that I did that. This morning I've got several projects going on. The first is I'm going to try to remove this water inlet cap and replace it with a locking one. I bought a nice black locking one. And then this afternoon my mom does quilting with her quilting ladies, and I'm going to go with her and work on my window covering. So I'm going to take the measurements and get my templates ready before we go and do that. So this is what the inside is going to look like. It's going to look really nice. And then the other side is black, just to be blacked out from the outside. We still have to add the bias tape or the edging and put the magnets in the edging there. These, I think, are ready to go back in the van. All right, and then we set this on here and screw this down to the doghouse. There we go. I think it looks nicer. All right, so all I have left now in the cab is, as far as staining projects go, is the dash panel and then the wood panels that will eventually go back across the top of the doors. And I don't know if I'm going to put them back in the back. Maybe. We'll see. But I've finally gotten rid of all of the blue carpet with the exception of the pockets down at the bottom, and those pockets are functional, so I'm not going to take those off. Not a perfect job, but didn't turn out too bad, I don't think. I really, really like this ceiling stained in that color. And this back here, all right, so my dad has been filing this down to try to get it to go on this hose. And see, what the problem is it's a 1.25 inch hose and a 1.6 inch, whatever you call it. I'm hoping that Dad can continue to file this down and get it to fit, because, and I might try also getting a hairdryer and heating this hose up to make it more pliable and see if I can pull it up over this barb. But the reason I'm not just buying a different hose is because, well, I'm kind of lazy. My festival equipment is on top of my bed right now, and the water tank and where this hose connects is under the bed. I really think that we can do it if we keep working on it, and Dad's just kind of been filing on it as he sits and watches TV. So yeah, we'll keep working on it and see if we can get it to fit. If you're interested, this is what the original paint color of the van was. It was white with black and green pinstripes. Just to put this in context, this is what the new cap will look like, and it has a locking cap that goes in there, so I can lock it and not have to worry about anybody messing with my fresh water supply. All right, time to close up shop for the day. like that. Not bad for not really knowing what we were doing. Turning these over so the drips on the bottom side can dry too. These are still sticky. I'm gonna end this video here, go ahead and put it together and edit for you, and then of course I will continue working on some of these projects, and you'll have to follow the next video next week to see how those projects turn out. So hope you all are having a good week and that you have a good weekend, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.